Hey witches! It might get a little noisy in the background here in a minute because my husband is about to give my daughter a bath up here. Her bathroom is upstairs, so just ignore that if it happens. But I want to talk about 13 ways that you can work with Hecate. It's the 13th of the month. I always try to do something to honor her special on the 13th of the month because it's one of her sacred numbers. I feel like it's the most sacred number because it's also the witch's number 13. So anyway, one thing that you want to do when working with Hecate or speaking about Hecate is to pronounce her name correctly. So many people pronounce it wrong. It's Hecate. In ancient times, that's how it would have been pronounced, not Hecate, Hecate, all that, which, say what resonates with you. But if you really want to speak to her, maybe you want to try to say her name correctly when you're speaking to her. Anyway, let's see. Next, what I have is I made a little list of stuff. Create a sacred space for her. So, you want to make her sacred space. It can contain any of these objects: a cauldron, some oil, candles, red, white, black. You want some type of statue, or you want to have some type of image of her. That's a must. You can have stones. These are her favorites. Here are the dark ones: the onyx, black tourmaline, black obsidian. I've got rainbow moonstone there. And then just a couple of little animals carved. I keep collecting these for her. I've got her little black dog on the way that she's going to love. And I like to just put my crystals up here for her to charge. If you can find a wand of you, that would be great to put up there. I've been leaving aconite, A-C-O-N-I-T-E, in this little bowl for a while. You want to put a knife, your athame there, some keys. My wand is in the way of the keys. But 3 is a good number. If you want to put 13 keys out there, that would be even awesome. Have another thing with her image here in my box where my priestess prayers are going. Something to represent the underworld is a good addition. A bell. You want to have a little basin. And pretty much that's all that you need. Decor with the goddess symbol is good to have on here. I don't have anything currently up here because I like the way that it looks right now, but I feel like this is good. But I do have something I'll show you in a later video. I think I showed it to you in a haul before. It's a little candle holder, but anyway, I don't really like it that much. I think I'm going to order a new one. But anyway, she also loves roses. A lot of times, instead of this little fake flower back here, I will put roses. But I just put it was a chalice filled with red wine that I just removed from Dip 9 yesterday, well, 2 days ago, and removed that. But she loves roses, 13s or 3s. Sometimes it's hard to find like 2 really good batches of roses. So I'll get one and pick the best 3 out of a dozen, and sometimes they sell them in 3, or sometimes I get lucky and they have 2 beautiful dozens, and I'll just, take 11, keep them downstairs, and put 13 up here for her. So roses, the crystals that she loves, in addition to the ones that I said, are jet and lapis lazuli is right there, the heart. Any dark stone's good for her. Let's see. Animals that you want to put, dogs, snakes, any animals. She loves animals. I think that's it for your sacred space. It doesn't have to be this extravagant of a large space. It can be a small table. It can be a box that you take down and put up. It doesn't matter. Okay, another thing you can do is care for people and animals that are in need, especially people that are going through a crisis, like the shelter for raped and abused women. That's one thing that she cannot stand, is people being abused, especially women, men too, I'm sure, but abused women, abused children, abused men, and abused animals. So donate to places like that and the ASPCA, and do it in her name. Do it in her name. You don't have to even say it out loud. Just say it in your mind when you're doing it. When I leave PetSmart, every time I make a donation, I just think in my head, in the name of Hecate, I'm leaving this offering for the animals, or this donation for the animals. I would avoid Goodwill. Salvation Army is a good one too, but avoid Goodwill because that guy makes way too much money off of people donating stuff. But if that's your thing, Goodwill, you know, you're still donating stuff. Do things in 13s. You see me do that all the time. I even put on my deodorant in 13s now. It's weird. Next, study her lore and her allies. You need to know who Medea is. Not Medea, Tyler Perry's Medea, but Medea. You need to know who Circe is. Sahil, Artemis, Diana, Persephone, Demeter, and Dionysus. Okay, there are some books that I'll recommend in the affiliate links that will give you actual lore, not stuff that's been dumbed down on Pinterest. Next, when you're learning about those other deities, work with them. And some of them are not necessarily deities, but work with them to call them in. Start working with them. Also, because that honors her, because they were big followers of hers, or people that she helped along the way, such as Demeter and Persephone. Okay, and leave offerings for Hecate. That's next. Red herring is her favorite fish. It's kind of hard to find sometimes, but you can leave that. You can leave other seafood, eggs, honey, roses, lavender, tea. I'll leave a recipe for Hecate tea down below. Also, I can't believe I left that out of my witchy tea video, but I'll put that in there. You can leave like this in a bowl, the aconite that I left, and I have several offering bowls. I just love that little white one. It's so cute, and it holds garlic and eggs in that perfectly. I just like to use it. She does have her own mug for tea, her own chalice for wine. You can leave her red wine, leave her anything made of you, crystal figurines, dressed candles that are dressed with her oil. This is my Hecate oil. I just made a new batch yesterday. Added some new things in it, added some of this. It is poisonous, so I have to be a little more careful with this one and not put as much on my skin. And I also added some mandrake in addition to the other things that I added the first time that you saw me make the oil. But you can go back and watch that video if you want. I also do sell it. They're coming up here, so it's going to get noisy, but just keep focusing on me. Keys. Attach keys to the candles like I've got back there. It's really easy to do. They have these at Hobby Lobby for super cheap, and they're so unique and so cute. They're just like little skeleton keys. Pomegranates. She loves pomegranates. She loves garlic and cooked dishes with garlic. If you make something with garlic, you know, bring her some up here. Date palms, crescent-shaped baked goods, incense. She loves frankincense, myrrh, dragon's blood, and lavender. You can also make your own. I have a video on how to do that. You can check it out. I'll link those below. I'll actually link my whole playlist for her, and you can see that. But she appreciates any offering where you took time and effort out of your day to make. It's not about how much it costs, which she does like nice, expensive things. She is a goddess. But, doing any of those things are great offerings for her. Just make sure that if you're doing the donations and stuff as an offering for her, that you mention that even in your head. Okay. Next is Dipnon. You all have heard me talk about that. I just did a video. That was my last video. You take an offering and leave it at the crossroads. You want to clean that area. That's a sacred space because you're about to leave an offering for her. You can clean it with moon water or just cleanse the area with whatever you normally cleanse with. And then leave the offering. Any of the things that I've mentioned are good for Dipnon. You can do a combination. Also, grapes are good and olives. Some people do those. You can leave those also. But I always try to do mainly red wine, fish, garlic, and then add other stuff. Okay. Next, you can also light incense when you're doing Dipnon, and you want to pray to her and invoke her either before you start or while you're doing it. It can be a bit difficult, especially if you're in a street somewhere, to start doing it like there. So sometimes I'll do it before I leave my home, and then let her know I'm heading out to do that, and then I'll say something to her out loud or in my head, usually out loud in my car on the way there, listening to some music, and do that. There are lots of songs, chants, hymns, invocations out there. I love the Orphic hymn, and I also love Hecate's Justice Prayer. And then there's some from the book I'm reading, Keeping Her Keys, that I like. But writing your own is so much more powerful. She's going to appreciate that hard work and dedication that you put into that. So after you've summoned her, invoked her, evoked her, whatever you're going to do, just pray to her. Go ahead and place your offering. And then you want to invite her to receive the offering. And then you want to get the heck out of there. Okay? You don't want to look back. You don't turn back. You leave it there. Walk away swiftly. Don't run. Okay? Listen out for maybe dogs barking, owls hooting, just the sounds of the night. You'll hear something. The dogs went crazy when I did this the other night. And then I think I even heard an owl. I'm pretty sure it was an owl because usually doves are not out that late. And then I'll listen to the same music on my way home, and I'll usually say a prayer to her on the way home as well. Now we have Hecate's feast. I'm at number 7. This is observed on August 13th or November 30th. I do it on both days. But you make a dinner. I like to do a dinner with garlic in it. I love garlic anyway. And a dessert with honey. And make a place for her at the table. If you can't do that, then bring it up to the altar and do it that way. You can speak of past loved ones during the dinner if you can handle that, and if that's comfortable for you. I know for a lot of people that's something that's just difficult. It's difficult to have a conversation at dinner about your dead father or mother, but just try to that's just the kind of conversation that you have at on these sacred nights, these sacred suppers. Let's see. You can talk about other stuff tied to the spirit realm too. It doesn't only have to be death. You can talk about any experiences you've had. It just depends who you're eating with, basically. If you're eating with like-minded folk, it's going to be easier to talk about some of this stuff. And then for her drink, make sure that you leave red wine or mead for her drink, either at the table or on her altar. So number 8, dark moon celebrations, okay? So some things you can do is get an app on your phone. There's several that you can get that are free. Locate the dark moon and the dog star. Okay, the dog star's name is Sirius. It's actually a binary star system, but we won't get into that and how nerdy I am about stars. But locate those 2 things in the night sky. Make dark moon water. Take a ritual bath with some of Hecate's herbs that are safe, and salt. I like pink Himalayan salt. I like to do sea salt, just whatever you feel like doing. Practice divination with Hecate after some witchy divination tea. I've got that in my tea video. Some of that tea that you can make. Journal and set intentions for banishing bad habits and healing yourself using Hecate's help. That's what I'm doing right now. I just did my journaling and my intentions and everything the other day, and then now I am getting ready to start manifesting the peace and patience that I'm trying to bring in. So let's see. Next, number 9, leave offerings by the door for Hecate and one of her dogs. So you don't have to leave 3 dog bones, just one. And then something for her, of course. You can also place a black crystal, any of those I mentioned earlier, at the edge of your driveway because that's a crossroad. It's a T shape. Leave that and it can ward off negative energy. Just call on Hecate, give that stone that intention, and place it there. And if it disappears, just put another one there. 10, wear something to honor her. Okay, I have a ring that I don't take off. I have my new key necklace that I found that I showed you guys a couple days ago. I don't take it off. I don't shower in it because I don't want it to rust anymore, but I do shower in my ring because it's 100% silver. So get something to honor her, something with her wheel or her image on there. Make sure that you cleanse the item first and then consecrate it to Hecate. Consecrate it in her name, okay? 11, perform crossroad rituals. You can do spells or just go to the crossroads and seek her guidance and just feel her energy. Candle spells are great at this time and at this, at this place because of the torches, because she is the torch bearer. So you can do that. If you can't go to an actual crossroad, you can go to your backyard and you can make one, draw one with a stick in the dirt, and then perform your stuff there, because that's what I do sometimes, because it's really hard to go do a huge spell in the middle of the street somewhere. Okay, let's see. I had one. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. Okay, study. Yes, study. Study your magical and medicinal herbalism. She is a goddess of plants, herbs. So you want to study those herbs, specifically Hecate's herbs. There's a book called Hecate's Garden by Cindy Brannon. The book that I'm reading right now, the author of Keeping Her Keys, I'll link it below too. It's pretty good. It's got everything you need to know, literally everything about those herbs. But you can also grow your own Hecate's Garden at Chochi's or Chachi's. I don't know how to pronounce that word, guys. But that's in modern day Georgia. Not the state Georgia, but the country Georgia. But there used to, is a garden there for Hecate. Make your own at home. Grow those herbs in her name and maybe even make a little sign. Label it Hecate's Garden and stick it out there. That's what I'm working on right now outside, and I'll show it to you when I finish. Let's see. Now, the last one, number 13, I made it number 13, that magical number, because this is not for newbies, not for baby witches, not for beginners. You don't want to do this unless you are comfortable and confident and you are guarded and shielded and safe, okay? But you can conduct spirit work in the graveyard, okay? Since she's the goddess of life and death, she is the protectress and gatekeeper of the spirit realm. So you can go meditate at the cemetery. You can just tidy up, pick up trash, pull weeds around markers, whatever. You can talk to loved ones. You can perform divination well. It works well at the cemetery. I'm going to give you a couple of tips to protect yourself, but I have a full video about graveyard protection because it's so important that I'm going to post in a couple of days. But one thing, always cover your head, okay? Always cover your head. And some protection must-haves, which you should have these anyway. If you're going to the graveyard, white sage is approved by me to use it for that. But usually, please don't use white sage. It's endangered. But you got to have angelica root, sweetgrass, rue. Rue is so important. Black tourmaline, black witch's salt, and the intention of protection. Oh, and I left out rosemary. But the intention of protection. Make sure your guard is up. Make sure your guard is up. Okay? And don't forget to cover your head. So you can put those things I just listed, all those items in a sachet and carry it with you when you're going into the cemetery to practice anything. But that's all I have, guys. 13 Ways to Honor Hecate, posted on the 13th of April. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching Gothic Magic. Blessed be, guys. See you soon. Check out the affiliate links. Everything I talked about will be linked below. And some of you had asked me on Twitter about the U wand. I got that from Magic Planet, and I have a link on my affiliate links. It's at the bottom, and you get 20% off. I think it was like $40, but oh my God, it's worth it. And also the Hecate box. I've got a link for that too. A couple people were asking about that. Anyway, guys, that's all I have, and blessed be. Bye.
Anyway, guys, I wanted to add that I do know how to pronounce Persephone's name. I know that it is not Persephone. At the time I was doing this video, I was a little nervous, and I was reading my notes, and I was trying so hard to keep the camera still to get the altar in the screen. And anyway, just wanted you to know that I'm not stupid. Blessed be.